C side of it. So it's two other ones. You can be an independent contractor. That's the people that do like Uber Eats, Uber
Yep.
drivers, gig jobs like that, like this Instacart, stuff like that. So for that also, I dabbled a little bit into that, not to the point where I needed to do a 1099, but
Yeah.
because once you make a certain amount of money, you have to do a 1099 because you have to like,
Exactly.
yeah, do when you go do your taxes, you got to talk to them about how much miles you drove, like your insurance, you got to talk about that stuff. But let's get a little bit into the sole proprietor. So
For
for
sure.
me, I started my own Shopify store. Um, we're basically an accessory store. So basically, like how Junior did his stuff, I didn't really have to go through the whole process with the LLC. You have an EIN number, right?
Yeah.
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 So for me, when I started my business, he has to put in his EIN number, or like if he was in that business, he'll have to put his EIN number in. For me, since I don't have that, I just have to use my social.
Yep.
So when I had my business, everything was tracked down to my social, and it's a little bit more easier. I want to say doing it sole proprietor way. I think sole proprietor is usually when your business is usually small. It's not really
Yeah.
too massive, and you're not doing it for kind of like a main source of income. You're doing it more for like a side hustle that can potentially get bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now the business is not. I use it as kind of like an income source at the time of coronavirus to like supplement the income at that time. We're right now the store is it's open still, but right now we're in between drops and we're gonna get a little bit more serious. And as we get more money going into this next year, I'll potentially will go to a LLC, but my business is not too serious to the point where I need an LLC like Junior needs. It's like for me, um, basically when I did my taxes this year, all I had to really write off was my laptop because I bought the laptop specifically for the business. And there was a few other things like obviously the inventory. I needed to buy inventory. So, but I didn't really have to. Plus, the store didn't generate too much money where it was too crazy in the income for like
Yeah.
Uncle Sam to come bashing down my door. So, like, they're not like as bad as it might sound. $1,000, $2,000, the government's not gonna come at you, come
No.
for you after that. But once you get into like the big figures, like where you're doing this for a living, like Junior,
Yeah.
that's when they might come. They might come to your door, man. So like
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
you want to make sure you guys do that. But like I said, sole proprietors is really great for people who are starting off a small business, man. If you're doing makeup, you're doing eyelashes, and it's pretty easy, man. It's just make sure it's kind of similar. You want to make sure you keep track of your expenses just in case, because it's a certain threshold. I think for Shopify, they wouldn't send a 1099K until you get maybe $20,000 or more in sales.
I think so.
So
Around there. Yeah.
yeah. So for me, I think we're just around like $12,000 I made. So it wasn't even close to needing to do a whole form, but I did do it on my taxes just to just for the tax benefits of having my own business and stuff like that.
Exactly.